Hello and welcome to First Coast Living. I'm Jordan Wilkerson. Let's get the show started with an update in real estate, specifically how inventory is affecting the current market. So we got to bring in RE/MAX specialist Maria Raymer. She's going to join us with the details. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Always good to see you.
You too.
And when we talk about lack of inventory, it might not be the best news, but it's always good to have someone on our side who can let us know what that really means. So are we still seeing a lack of inventory?
Yes, we are definitely seeing a lack of inventory, but it's presenting differently this time around. Different reasons for the shortage of inventory than we had before.
Okay, so touch on those differences then.
Yeah, so before what we had is a ton of people coming into the real estate market, just everybody buying because the rate was so low. And what that did is it exponentially drove up the price of housing.
Right.
Because of so many people in the market, multiple bidding wars, all these things that drive up the price of real estate. So the difference is now there are just less houses on the market. And so that's the reason. It's not because it's all getting bought up by a huge buying market. It's because there are less houses that are actually in and on the market now.
And so how is that affecting our current market?
So what's happening is you're seeing less bidding wars and longer days on market as a result of this, whereas before that was exactly the opposite.
Right. It was like a frenzy.
Right. And the reason why you have less bidding wars and more days on market is because there's less buyers in now because the rates have gone up. And so a lot of buyers have been sidelined as a result of that.
And so what type of buyers are on the market right now?
So the buyers that we're seeing now are still cash buyers, a good percentage of cash buyers. And we're also seeing finance buyers too.
Okay.
But what we're noticing about the finance people is they are buying because they have to buy. They have a need to buy. They're not just doing it to do it. So before we had a lot of people that, oh, I'll just sell my house and get something a little bigger.
Right.
Or I want a different yard. So that was kind of like a luxury move. Like,
I was just going to use that word. Luxury.
Yeah, you didn't really have to, you just kind of wanted to.
Right.
So again, that's called the move up market, and we're seeing less of those people out there. But what's happening with that is we have less inventory because they're not listing their houses.
I see.
And we also have less buyers because those people aren't buying either. So that's the biggest difference in dynamics of the market. We also have a situation where financed people who are buying don't have the contingencies that they had before. So that's good for a buyer because if you don't have that house sale contingency and you're buying just because you need to buy, it frees up your options, and sellers are more open to taking offers from people that don't have that house sale contingency.
Right. No, that does sound a little bit nicer.
Yeah, it is.
So what is your best guess then on how the market is going to go maybe throughout the rest of the year or by the end of the year?
So let me check my crystal ball and tell you. No, what I think is we're going to have appreciation this year. What we're seeing is it's going to be a modest level or more normalized level of appreciation. So somewhere around 5 to 7% is what I think we're going to see, which is great because in a market where things are correcting and changing, people always worry about it going way down. We're not seeing that. But there's the lack of buyers and the lack of inventory is really matching up. So that's what's holding up the market in
Almost
general.
Like we're stuck, kind of?
Yeah, but in a good way.
Okay, good.
Because it's not causing anything to crash, and that's what people mostly worry about. So we are having the market held up by the lower inventory and lower buyer demand. So, think of it this way, though. There's always a positive outlook on things, especially with real estate. Right now, if you wanted to, you can cash in at the top of the market. All that equity you gained over the last few years, you can utilize that equity to buy your next house. And in this market, you get to negotiate a little bit, too. So don't always follow all the real estate trends. Buy when everyone's buying, sell when everyone's selling. Do your own thing, because many times that can be advantageous as well.
Wonderful. Well, you always make me feel better by the end, even if it's like not the best news, but still, this is going to be good news for somebody. We were talking earlier, one market, might not be good for the buyer, one market might not be good for the seller, but it always ends up going back and forth.
Absolutely.
And in the end, investment, right?
Right. And for the long run, too. I mean, in the long run, real estate is always a safe bet.
Wonderful. Well, where can people get more information if they'd like to chat with you?
They can go to mariaraymer.com.
All right. And you also have a nice blog spot there, too, that people can get more information.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you for helping us out with this today.
Yeah,
it's great to see you as always.
You too. Thanks.
And if you'd like to see this interview again, you can head to our website as well.